She was 22 years old, a daughter, a sister, a devoted mother to 4 young children, including newborn twins. On the night of January 4th, 2019, Savannah Spurlock left her home in Richmond, Kentucky for a night out with friends. It was meant to be a break, her first night out since giving birth just weeks earlier. She ended up at a bar in Lexington. Surveillance footage would later show her leaving with 3 men. That was the last time she was seen alive. Just after 2:30 in the morning, she texted her mother, "I'll be home later." But she never was. Savannah Marie Spurlock was born on February 4th, 1996, in Richmond, Kentucky. She grew up in a close-knit family, developing a strong bond with her mother, Ellen, and her siblings. Savannah's upbringing in Richmond was marked by warmth and connection, laying the foundation for the compassionate and caring person she would become. In 2014, Savannah graduated from Madison Central High School. She briefly attended Eastern Kentucky University, exploring her interests and aspirations. Those who knew Savannah described her as a loving and devoted mother. She had 4 children, 2 older sons, and in December 2018, she gave birth to twins. The arrival of the twins brought immense joy to Savannah, but also presented challenges as she navigated the complexities of raising 4 young children. Around this time, Savannah experienced a breakup with her ex-boyfriend, the father of her twins. This significant life change led her to move back into her mother's home, seeking support and stability during a tumultuous period. Balancing the responsibilities of motherhood with personal challenges, Savannah faced the struggles of redefining her identity and finding her footing as a single mother. Despite these hardships, Savannah's love for her children remained unwavering. She was known to be constantly with her children and only occasionally went out to bars. Her best friend, Sabrina Spiratos, emphasized Savannah's dedication to her family and her cautious nature. Photographs from this period capture Savannah's multifaceted life. Moments of joy with her children, shared laughter with friends, and instances of quiet reflection. These images serve as a testament to her resilience and the deep love she had for those around her. They also hint at the internal struggles she faced, balancing the demands of motherhood with personal aspirations and challenges. In the weeks leading up to her disappearance, Savannah's life was a tapestry of love, responsibility, and the quest for personal fulfillment. Her story is one of a young woman striving to provide the best for her children while navigating the complexities of her own journey. It is within this context that the events of January 4th, 2019 unfolded. A night that began as a brief respite from her daily challenges, but ended in tragedy. On the evening of January 4th, 2019, Savannah Spurlock, a 22-year-old mother of 4, including newborn twins, made plans to go out with friends in Lexington, Kentucky. This was her first night out since giving birth in December. Savannah and her friends arrived at The Other Bar, a popular spot in downtown Lexington near the University of Kentucky campus. Surveillance footage from the bar captured Savannah socializing and enjoying the night. As the night progressed, Savannah was seen engaging with 3 men inside the bar. Around 2:30 a.m., surveillance cameras recorded her leaving the establishment with these individuals. She was dressed in a black sleeveless top, maroon skirt, and heels. Shortly after leaving the bar, Savannah FaceTimed her mother, Ellen Spurlock. During the call, she informed her mother that she was in Lexington and assured her that everything was fine. She promised to be home later that morning. This was the last known communication from Savannah. By 8:30 a.m., her phone had been turned off, and she did not return home as promised. On the morning of January 4th, 2019, Savannah Spurlock's family awoke to an unsettling silence. The 22-year-old mother had promised her mother, Ellen, during a FaceTime call around 2:30 a.m. that she would return home within a few hours. As the hours passed with no sign of Savannah, concern began to mount. By midday, her family realized that something was amiss. Savannah's absence was uncharacteristic. She was known for her dedication to her 4 young children, including newborn twins. The lack of communication was alarming. Ellen attempted to reach her daughter multiple times, but her calls went unanswered. The family promptly contacted local authorities to report Savannah missing, initiating a search that would soon involve the entire community. In the days following her disappearance, the Spurlock family mobilized a grassroots effort to locate Savannah. They turned to social media, creating the Remembering Savannah Facebook page to share information, coordinate search efforts, and keep the public informed. The page quickly garnered thousands of followers, all united in their commitment to finding the missing mother. Flyers bearing Savannah's image and description were distributed throughout Richmond, Lexington, and surrounding areas. Volunteers, friends, and even strangers joined the family in canvassing neighborhoods, posting flyers in local businesses, and speaking with residents in the hope that someone might have seen or heard something that could lead to her whereabouts. Local media outlets amplified the family's efforts, broadcasting Savannah's story across television and radio stations. Press conferences were held, during which Ellen made emotional pleas to the public, urging anyone with information to come forward. She emphasized the urgency of the situation, highlighting Savannah's role as a devoted mother whose children were anxiously awaiting her return. The community's response was overwhelming, with many expressing solidarity and offering assistance in any way they could. However, amidst the genuine outpouring of support, the family faced unforeseen challenges. Scammers began to exploit the situation, contacting the Spurlocks with false claims of holding Savannah captive and demanding ransom payments. These cruel hoaxes added to the family's anguish, diverting attention and resources away from the search efforts. Ellen addressed these incidents publicly, condemning the perpetrators and urging them to consider the pain they were inflicting on an already grieving family. Throughout this tumultuous period, the Spurlock family's resilience was evident. They continued to work closely with law enforcement, providing any information that might aid in the investigation. Interviews with Savannah's friends and acquaintances were conducted, painting a picture of a young woman who was deeply loved and whose sudden disappearance left a void in the lives of those who knew her. The collective hope was that Savannah would be found safe and reunited with her children. As days turned into weeks, the community remained steadfast in their support, holding vigils and maintaining a visible presence both online and in the streets, all in the unwavering belief that Savannah would come home. In the course of their investigation into Savannah Spurlock's disappearance, law enforcement officials traced her movements to a residence on Price Court in Garrard County, Kentucky. This home was identified as belonging to the family of David Sparks, one of the three men last seen with Savannah on the night of January 4th, 2019. Surveillance footage from the early hours of January 5th confirmed that Savannah entered the residence with Sparks and the other men. Notably, there was no recorded evidence of her leaving the property. As the investigation progressed, authorities obtained search warrants for the Price Court residence. During the search, they observed that the house appeared to have been recently cleaned, with multiple walls showing signs of being wiped down. Additionally, what seemed to be blood spatter was discovered on some walls, including inside Sparks' bedroom closet. Further scrutiny revealed inconsistencies in Sparks' statements to the police. He initially claimed that after he went to sleep, Savannah had asked for the address to arrange a pickup and that she was gone when he woke up. However, this account did not align with other evidence gathered during the investigation. The combination of surveillance footage, physical evidence from the residence, and discrepancies in Sparks' narrative led authorities to intensify their focus on him. This culminated in the issuance of search warrants and eventually charges against Sparks in connection with Savannah Spurlock's disappearance and death. In the months following Savannah Spurlock's disappearance, her family remained steadfast in their determination to find her. They organized vigils, providing spaces for the community to come together, share memories, and offer prayers for Savannah's safe return. These gatherings not only honored Savannah, but also served as a poignant reminder of the urgency to locate her. Throughout this period, law enforcement maintained a reserved stance, releasing limited information to the public. This approach, while strategic, left the community yearning for updates, intensifying their concern and prompting them to seek alternative avenues to support the search efforts. In response, the community's resolve deepened. Residents of Richmond and neighboring areas displayed unwavering solidarity, assisting in search operations, distributing flyers, and amplifying Savannah's story through various channels. This collective endeavor underscored the profound impact Savannah's disappearance had on those around her. Recognizing the power of digital platforms, Savannah's family established the Remembering Savannah Facebook page. This platform became a central hub for sharing updates, coordinating search efforts, and rallying community support. Over time, the page evolved to spotlight other missing persons cases, reflecting the family's commitment to aiding others facing similar hardships. Despite the passage of time, in the absence of new leads, the family's determination never wavered. They continued to engage with the media, ensuring that Savannah's story remained in the public eye. Their perseverance was a testament to their enduring love for Savannah and their unwavering hope for answers. The community's collective efforts, combined with the family's steadfast resolve, highlighted the profound impact of Savannah's disappearance. It was a somber reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of unity in the face of adversity. On July 10, 2019, at approximately 5 p.m., the Kentucky State Police received a report of a foul odor emanating from a property on Fall Lick Road in Garrard County. The property was owned by the family of David Sparks, one of the last individuals known to have been with Savannah Spurlock on the night she disappeared. Upon arrival, law enforcement officers conducted a thorough search of the premises. Their efforts led to the discovery of human remains buried in a shallow grave beneath a crawl space at the rear of the residence. The body was wrapped in black plastic garbage bags, and the feet were bound with tape. A rug, identified as coming from inside the house, was also found with the remains. The remains were transported to the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort for an autopsy. Dental records confirmed the identity. It was Savannah Spurlock. The discovery brought an end to the 6-month search for Savannah, providing her family and the community with the tragic answers they had been seeking. However, it also raised further questions about the circumstances surrounding her death and the events that transpired on the night she went missing. Following the discovery of Savannah Spurlock's remains on July 10, 2019, law enforcement swiftly moved to apprehend David Sparks, a 23-year-old resident of Lancaster, Kentucky. Sparks was arrested and initially charged with tampering with physical evidence and abuse of a corpse. These charges stemmed from evidence indicating his involvement in the concealment of Savannah's body. The arrest affidavit detailed that Savannah's body was found buried in a shallow grave on property owned by Sparks' family. Her remains were wrapped in black garbage bags and her feet were bound with shipping tape. A rug identified as belonging to Sparks was also found with the body. An autopsy was conducted by the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort. Due to the advanced state of decomposition, the exact cause of Savannah's death could not be determined. The medical examiner noted that while no definitive evidence of lethal trauma was found, the circumstances of her burial were highly suspicious. The community's reaction to these developments was one of profound shock and outrage. Vigils were held in Savannah's memory, and community members expressed their grief and anger through various platforms. The Remembering Savannah Facebook page became a focal point for collective mourning and calls for justice. Residents of Richmond and surrounding areas voiced their support for Savannah's family, emphasizing the need for accountability and the prevention of similar tragedies in the future. In the weeks that followed, a grand jury indicted David Sparks on charges of murder, in addition to the initial charges of abuse of a corpse and tampering with physical evidence. The indictment alleged that Sparks intentionally caused Savannah's death or engaged in conduct that resulted in her death. Sparks was arraigned on these charges, and the legal proceedings commenced. The community closely followed the case, yearning for justice for Savannah and her family. The tragic loss of the young mother of 4 left an indelible mark on the hearts of many, underscoring the profound impact of such a devastating event on a close-knit community. It had been over a year since Savannah Spurlock disappeared. Her body had been found, her family had received the answers they feared most, and the man linked to her final hours was behind bars. Now the case was heading into its next phase, the courtroom. On August 27, 2020, David Sparks appeared before a judge in Madison County. He was charged with murder, tampering with physical evidence, and abuse of a corpse. Wearing a jail-issued uniform and shackled at the wrists, Sparks entered a guilty plea on all counts. According to public court documents, Sparks admitted to moving Savannah's body after she died inside his Garrard County home. The remains had been hidden beneath a crawl space on his family's property, covered in garbage bags, wrapped in blankets, and bound with tape. Investigators also found cleaning supplies and blood evidence inside the house. Because of the body's condition, the cause of death was listed as undetermined. The autopsy could not confirm exactly how Savannah died, but the physical evidence, combined with Sparks' own admissions, supported the charges brought by the Commonwealth of Kentucky. During the sentencing hearing, Savannah's family was present. Her mother, Ellen Spurlock, stood before the court to deliver a victim impact statement. She spoke through tears, addressing the man who had taken her daughter away. "You not only robbed me of my daughter, you robbed her children of their mother. You stole a sister, a cousin, a niece, a granddaughter. Our lives have forever changed." Judge Jean Logue sentenced David Sparks to a total of 50 years in prison, 50 years for murder, 5 years for abuse of a corpse, and 5 years for tampering with evidence. All counts would be served concurrently. Sparks offered no apology. When asked if he wanted to make a statement, he declined. As Sparks was led out of the courtroom, the legal chapter of Savannah's case came to a close. For her family, it was not closure, but it was accountability. The person responsible was now serving his sentence in a Kentucky state prison. Savannah's name had been spoken in court, remembered by those who loved her most. The sentence would not bring her back, but it marked a final judgment in a case that had gripped a community for over a year. In the wake of Savannah Spurlock's tragic passing, her 4 young children were left to navigate a world without their mother. Family members stepped in to provide the love and stability Savannah would have wanted for them. According to a family statement, Savannah's boys are full of their mama's energy. They have brought so much joy in this season of grief. The community, deeply affected by Savannah's story, rallied to keep her memory alive. Vigils were held and social media became a platform for remembrance and advocacy. The Missing Savannah Facebook page, initially created to aid in search efforts, transformed into a space for supporting other families facing similar tragedies. Savannah's aunt, Lisa Toma, expressed, "We hope to help other families going through similar things." Savannah's disappearance and death ignited conversations about women's safety in social settings. Community organizations began hosting workshops and events aimed at educating individuals on staying safe while socializing. These initiatives served as a testament to the community's commitment to ensuring that no other family would endure a similar loss. In interviews, family and friends remembered Savannah as a vibrant and loving individual. Her father, Cecil Spurlock, shared his heartache, stating, "I've got to maintain because I've got a little boy that doesn't know about his mom yet." Though Savannah's life was tragically cut short, her legacy endures through her children, the unwavering efforts of her family, and a community galvanized to advocate for the safety and well-being of its members. Her story serves as a poignant reminder of the profound impact one life can have and the collective responsibility to protect and cherish one another. A night out became a turning point that no one saw coming. A young woman stepped into the night, full of hope for a few hours with friends. She never returned home, and a family was changed forever. In the hours after Savannah disappeared, her family and friends began a search that wouldn't end for months. Flyers were printed, streets were walked, social media lit up with her name and her face. Communities that didn't know her personally still called her their own, and they waited for news, for answers, for closure. Her mother never stopped speaking. In interviews, in courtrooms, and on camera, she carried her daughter's name into every conversation. Not because she had to, but because that's what mothers do. Savannah was more than the headlines. She was a daughter, a sister, a mother to 4 young boys, including newborn twins. She loved fiercely. She smiled often. Her life was full of normal moments, of family dinners, of first steps, of quiet car rides, until the day those moments were taken. The questions raised by Savannah's story haven't faded. They've only grown louder. What can we learn? What should change? Who is still at risk? In the aftermath, communities came together to ask hard questions. Police departments increased conversations around nightlife safety. Groups hosted educational sessions and open discussions, not to rewrite the past, but to protect the future. There are too many stories like Savannah's, too many families still waiting. Each one matters. Each name belongs to someone who was deeply loved. Their stories continue to remind us of the work that remains. Savannah's story is a reminder of how quickly everything can change, but it also shows how love holds on. Her family didn't stop searching. Her community didn't stop hoping. And even now, they haven't stopped telling her story. So we ask you, what will you do? What will you do to make your neighborhood, your school, your city, your social circle safer for women like Savannah? These are not questions with easy answers, but asking them is where change begins. Thank you for spending time with Savannah's story. This is more than a case, more than a headline. It's a life that mattered. A mother, a daughter, a friend, and now her story is yours too. If this story moved you, let her family know you're standing with them. Drop a candle emoji in the comments to honor Savannah. Your message, your memory, it matters. Like and share this video to keep her story alive. Someone somewhere may need to hear it, and maybe one more voice can make a difference.